Giggity, 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 boys and girls. I'm excited to be back. It's been a quick week, but it's been it
has been quick.
It has been quick, yes. I am Doug. He is Brian. This is Unanswered Points.
Freshy Poo, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Was a quick week.
Well, it was, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to be back.
Me too. Thanks for sitting. Oh, hey, we're back in the Freshwood Studios, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Last week we were in the Wood Fresh Studios. How'd that go? Not bad.
No, not at all.
Not bad at all. Yeah.
Best show ever.
Handles. Your turn. You don't even know. Do you even know the handles?
Unanswered
like,
PTS.
Okay. What do you mean? What does that mean?
Unanswered PTS, not points like you did last week.
Yeah. Where? Where does that go? What's that for?
Unanswered PTS.
For who? For what?
Backslash
That's
Facebook.
another drop. For who? For what? Ricky Waters.
Okay. Wow. All right. We keep saying we're gonna get the drops, but we don't.
Weeks go quick.
I don't know the Twitter handle though, so you'll have to go with that.
You just said it.
Oh, is it?
At Unanswered PTS.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, same as Facebook then.
And then search Unanswered Points on YouTube, like and subscribe, comment and post and share and shit and piss and vinegar, and on whatchamacallit,
Piss and vinegar.
iTunes also search Unanswered Points. We'd prefer you to do it on YouTube though, because actually, you know what? It doesn't really matter right now. Just listen either way. Just spread the word. Keep rocking. My man Muscles Marinara is a #1 fan. Appreciate it. Hey, we do have an in-house guest. Just pounded back some Coors Light. B, say hi real loud.
Yo, what's going on?
There you go. All right, round of applause. You can't hear it, though. There's a round of applause in the earphones there, buddy. My best bud of all time sitting in. His name's Brett, and it's great to have him here. He is not, though, the first ever sit-in. Who would be the first ever? I guess that was Shawnee Nepo
Sean
downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giddy up. You just said his last name. Now people know where to find him.
You insensitive asshole!
I don't know why they know where to find him. But it'll be white pages, right?
I think he wants that. I think he wants that kind of notoriety right now.
This kid gets himself into some shit. All right?
Yeah.
You don't know what he needs to know or be done with.
How does that game work out that he was making?
Oh my God! I was just shitting around, but yeah, he's making a game. Oh, what's the name of it? I would love to tell
It
people.
was like the Tweety Bird game.
Yeah.
Not Tweety Bird. What the
Fla-
fuck am I saying?
Flappy
Tweety Bird.
Tits or
Flappy Bird.
Flappy Drive.
Flappy Bird. It was like a Flappy Bird
Flappy
game.
Bird Drive.
Except like 1,000 times better.
Can't stop saying the word drive. I don't know why. Yeah. So
You kidding me?
he is making a Flappy Bird. What do you want to call it? Clone.
Yeah.
That will be hopefully as successful, so he can pay my student loans off.
Yeah. So good luck with that, Sean. Hope it works out for you.
You know who doesn't have student loans?
Me.
Well, that kind of makes me want to punch you in your fucking face. You know who else doesn't and is a lot more darker? LeBron James.
Yes.
Did he ever have a student loan? I mean, you don't take out loans to
Who
go to
the
high
fuck-
school, right?
Seriously, who knows these days? There's so much shady shit that goes on in the college sports. That whole fucking arena with all the shit
Well,
you hear
he never
coming
went to
out.
college, though.
No.
Feel free, by the way, B,
I'm talking about
to come on over and
segues.
have a piece.
Segues as far as
Like the things you
you're
lean
talking
on and
about,
they go
You're
forward?
talking about college tuitions and college loans and all that bullshit.
I wasn't talking about them at length.
Okay.
I don't even think I mentioned them.
You said student loans. You know who doesn't have student loans? LeBron
right, I
James.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, segue to.
I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking about being on a Segway right now.
We're 3 minutes and 45 seconds in, and you're just already forgetting shit.
Drunk.
Drunk?
Yeah.
All right, he admits it at least.
He never went to college. Sorry, go for it.
But seriously, I mean, there's so much shit that goes on in the NCAA right now that you hear about. You know.
Well, they're all getting away with something.
Absolutely, they are. I would love to just be a fly on the wall and just know the secrets that a lot of these institutions know with their players.
What kind of shit is that?
Backdoor deals and all
That's
that
what they're
type
all
of
doing.
shit. I can't stand it.
But
It's
you
a
put it
joke.
perfectly.
It's a fucking joke.
You put it perfectly. Backdoor deals because
Yes.
they're not allowed to have any other deal.
Of course.
Now, it's monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, most people need to. You know what I mean? Is Florida Florida or is Oregon without doing these backdoor sneaky ass deals? Do they have to? Can't NCAA regulate it enough? Like, do you believe? And this is great because fuck if I know. If I wrote this down in a pre-show and saying we're going to talk about this, is what I love about doing this shit. What are your thoughts on college kids, players, if you will, athletes for the majority of it being paid?
No.
Compensated?
No.
Me too.
No.
I mean, out the door, no dice.
These people who are getting paid. All these people who, I shouldn't say all, but almost every single one of them
Probably
As
all the higher.
has a scholarship to go to that school
Right.
for free.
So you're getting a free degree.
A free, not only a free degree.
No, but this is the thing. They don't take advantage of that.
Correct.
At the very least, you have a free degree. I'll take that. That's like hitting a lottery.
A free degree in a stellar school, a huge, big school that has tons and tons of weight. Anytime you're going to get a job for whatever you're going to be majoring in that isn't playing, third string cornerback for fucking Stanford or something.
LeBeau's, yeah.
You know?
The funniest thing is none of them are. You ever watch? I don't think they do it anymore. Do you remember watching college football in like the late '90s? And it would be.
I'll be honest with you.
But here's what it would do. It would be like Nebraska in a national championship game versus the Florida State Seminoles, and then they would say, they do the rundown. And Nebraska's starting defense, and they show the guy. My name is Michael Stevenson. I played this, and then my name is Jack. Whatever, and I would say their major. Like it would say their stats.
I do
and
remember
underneath
that.
It says major, and it would be like, like fucking, I don't know, church architecture or something so wacky because they're
Really?
getting a free
Church
degree.
architecture?
I just made that up. Pulled that right out.
If
of my
anyone is listening and knows that there's an actual major
tweet
called church
or
architecture,
hashtag church architecture, or little blow up ball anus holes in a pool. That's all.
I missed that one. I gotta tell you, I missed it. I said the audience missed it too. We're over their heads.
That makes me okay.
But yeah, no dough,
There's
no
two
dough.
other
Don't
people who
go
got
into these athletes in college.
But my point is, they would take any. They would say that their major is anything, because they're going to be. I'm going to be a starting, and you said a cornerback. I'm going to this school, getting a free ride to go to the NFL or to go to the NBA or do this. No one said, I'm getting a free ride. Maybe I should get my degree just in case.
That's right.
Very few of them did. So that's your payment, asshole. You want to get paid to play? How about a $200,000 check to say, here's your education?
And not all schools are $200,000, but a lot of them are.
You want to talk about the ones we were talking about?
Yes, that's what. Yes, and that's what I am talking about. For the select few who do get drafted, to play professionally for the rest of their lives.
Yes, ma'am.
They're going to be, even if you make the league minimum, you're still going to be making millions of dollars throughout your career.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. I'll tell you something else I heard recently that I don't agree with.
Okay.
All of these larger name schools in the big conferences, the Pac-10 and all these huge conferences don't want to go by the same bylaws as all these other schools you're hearing about. The smaller schools that the Northwesterns and things like that,
The
whatever.
people can't make it as well off.
So I have a huge problem with that.
Yep.
These schools, all these big schools now, your Auburns and your Texas,
Roll Tide.
Florida. Yeah, fuck that.
Gotta fuck off.
Jesus,
or something.
go the fuck off.
Yep.
I don't know.
Those are all small schools at one time as well.
Sure.
Okay? And I feel like if you want to not split the revenue the same way that you were doing, or you want additional scholarships, or I don't know what they want. I have no idea. I haven't read.
The problem is the revenue, though. It's such
what?
a revenue-heavy driven, like college athletics. The best part about college athletics is that the players in it don't have any revenue, so they're striving to do their best to ensure that they get some type of revenue in a professional job later in that sport.
Right.
The colleges themselves don't give a shit about these kids or these players, because no matter what, they're making hand over fist millions and almost billions of dollars. So that's the issue that is squeezed out, like you're talking about these Northwesterns and stuff. Like, even though Northwestern is pretty fucking well off.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not one of the big ones.
The jostling between conferences is ridiculous. They go, hey, one guy, you're in the ACC this year.
Yes.
And you know what? No, wait, we want to build this one instead. Now you guys, you're in the SEC this year. Oh, wait, Big East. Before you know it.
Speaking of SEC, they got their own network starting this year.
Well, Big Ten has one. The Longhorns got their own network. That makes a bucko billionaire happy.
And as soon as they created that network, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago?
No, I think the Longhorn network's been like since 06, to be honest with you.
Oh, 06. You might be right with that.
Yeah.
I know it's been
I remember that was
years.
They're printing their own money down there.
That's right. And as soon as I remember hearing a story that as soon as that network came out, it added to the value of that whole school.
The whole institution.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that network makes their psychology classes bigger and more.
And why? And why? Where does all that revenue come from? Why does ad in a network like that? Where does all that money come from? That just adds
It's
the value?
advertisement.
That's exactly
That's,
right.
that's what it's always
all
is.
advertising.
You know what's going to happen soon. You know, these soccer jerseys, they got away with it for forever, and MLS has and stuff. You know, the NBA is going to be the next major sport, and this is maybe, I'm going to say 2 years off, maybe even a year. They're going to have what's going to be on the front of those jerseys are not going to say are not going to say Sixers. It's going to say something else like, you know, Gary Barbera's Dodge. I'm not kidding. NBA's getting there quick.
No.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
Unanswered points. What's today? Well, by the time you hear it, 7/17/14, I'm telling you. Within 2 years, the NBA will have some type of advertising. Not necessarily that big, but it will eventually be like that.
Gary Barbera.
I'm telling you, man. Instead of a name on the back, it's going to be a little figurine or something. Not figurine.
All right.
Duct tape
I know
figurine.
I know you don't watch NASCAR, but
Boba Fett.
you see the jumpsuits they wear, right? The
I
fire
actually
suits.
do watch a little NASCAR. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right, fair enough. Okay, but you've seen their jumpsuits, their fire suits that they wear.
Yeah, Sticker City. Of
all
yeah.
over the place.
And you know those interviews they do? Hey, Jeff, how'd you do today? Well, I drove my Chevy Impala down to the food mart there. Thank you very much, Food Lion. And
Got myself a Gatorade and
yeah, exactly.
popped myself a couple Mentos and
That's right.
had a couple Miller High Lifes
You
and
got
had
that right.
myself a great
Yeah.
little celebration.
I'd like to thank my Channel Lock folks for being on my car and giving me $19 every second I say your name.
Okay,
You had a point, and I totally stepped over it like
That's
I do
okay.
every time.
I know you do. I just let you go though.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's part of this relationship.
It is. It is.
I start something. It's a thought process in your head.
And
It
you never get
triggers
to
something.
finish it.
It's like a fuse, and I see it.
And you know I'm going to cut in sometime.
And boom.
Yep.
And
Do
it
you
comes.
sit at home at night, like after a podcast, and go, fuck,
No.
this is what
No.
I wanted to
No.
end with?
No.
Yeah.
But I am going to continue with my point now.
Okay, cool.
It's a sausage competition.
Those small patches that you see on the NASCAR, like on the sleeves,
See?
something like that. All right, maybe something like that'll happen. As far as you're talking about logos on the front and the back of the jerseys.
Eventually, I think the NBA jerseys are going to look like MLS jerseys. And I'm not just putting
Oh,
the
no.
NBA. NHL might have a couple things. You've seen the rinks on like the Smiliga. I'm sorry, like the Sweden league, Smiliga.
Smuiga?
Look it up. It's literally how it sounds so far. But I think even the KHL over in Russia, they have advertisements on the ice and on their helmet. Right above their forehead. I don't think we're too far off on that on the NHL either. The NBA definitely, I think, is going to be the first one to pull the trigger because they are in some dire straits. Thank you, awful NBA games.
Well, yeah, and you know what? That comes from allowing all of your superstar athletes to just get together over dinner and say, all right, you opt out of your contract and you re-sign a year here, and let's see, in 2016 or in 2018, we should be able to position ourselves where we can all just hold each other's dicks and go to the Chicago Bulls.
All right.
Fucking can't stand that. That is something about the NBA. If they're going,
You kidding me?
if they're going to allow that type of shit to continue to happen and let the players dictate to them how that league is going to run.
There's no other league
No.
like it. Yep.
And if they're going to allow that to happen, then you're going to have the same 8 teams competing for championships for the next decade. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is
they
going
don't
to
care.
suffer.
But they don't care.
They don't care as long as they're getting the money.
You think exactly, but that's what makes the world turn. I don't care unless I'm getting
But
money.
that's what's wrong with that league. Okay, you need to be able to.
Do you think they give a
divide
shit
that
that the
talent
Toronto Raptors are not going to win a championship ever?
ever?
Yeah.
Eventually they're going to.
No, they're not. Why?
No, they're not.
Okay, so you just said it, right? It's based upon people like LeBron and all saying, you know what? Let's just go to this one team and let's go win champion. No one's ever, not three dudes, especially 3 black dudes, are not going to say, let's go to fucking Toronto.
Okay, I completely get you. However,
You feel me?
listen, not every single superstar in the league is like a LeBron or a Bosh or a Carmelo or.
Well, in all honesty, I don't really think LeBron is like most. I think this is going to sound weird. I don't think he's as selfish as it sounded. I just think he wanted to go win a championship.
Really? You don't think LeBron is selfish for attention?
No, I don't think he's that big of an attention.
Really?
Not now.
He
not
needed
now.
to have a fucking talk show on
Not
ESPN
now.
called
That is
The Decision.
4 years ago.
And you don't think
I
that's
hated
selfish?
That. Everybody hated it. I did too. Yes, that was balls selfish. He says now that he regretted it. I think he's grown up a little bit. You don't?
No, I do. I'll give him
But
that.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying now. 4 years ago is ridiculous. Yes, that's attention grabbing motherfucker right there. Mm-hmm. Right now, see, this is my thing though. I think that article and that whole
Are you
thing.
pointing at your penis? You said this was your thing. I'm looking.
No,
I'm
my penis
looking.
is an article. Okay?
I'm liking.
I'm going to write one, and it's going to be long. So that article that was put out on Sports Illustrated, that was basically the same thing. That's what I don't like
know.
about that. I thought he grew up. I still do think he's a little more mature. But for people to be like, you know what, I'm glad it wasn't some announcement where he had like a guy, like a hour-long special. Yeah, but to hold off and then to leak it, quote unquote, online, and the picture is you, like with your big shit-eating grin, like you really need the money anyway and all that. Like that kind of was, hey, I think we're taking a step backwards, buddy. I thought he grew up a little bit more than that, personally.
I thought the same thing. And I didn't hear a single person, and maybe they have, make a point of that.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to hear it on ESPN.
I think it's
I got
definitely
news for you.
correlative to that. It's
Yes.
very analogous to it's just one's written and one was
It's
on
definitely
TV.
it's definitely not as bad, but I mean, I'm not a publicist. Okay, I don't.
Thank
I don't.
God.
I don't work with relations or anything like that. But personally, I believe that what he should have done is just
Called
is
you
it-
first.
Yeah, called me first.
Right.
Okay. Played some cricket.
The second leading sport in the world.
So, I really think he just should have went to Cleveland. He should have had Dan Gilbert, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Dan Gilbert, the owner? Yeah. Yep.
Should have had a press conference together with him. Video evidence that they
That they're
buried
like,
the hatchet.
that they're on board with each other.
Correct. I think that type of visual stimulation for the fans of Cleveland and the rest of the league would have been so much more appealing, and a lot of people would have said, you know what, this guy really has come around. You know,
Yeah,
it
well-
doesn't really leave it open to interpretation.
I think he has come around. Are you talking about LeBron?
Yes.
I think he has come around. I think he's definitely more mature, but I didn't want him to go back to Cleveland.
It's weird. This is a Philly sports show. What
I know.
the fuck are we talking
I was just
about?
thinking, it doesn't matter. It's fucking halfway through July in the most down in the doldrums period of Philadelphia sports I can remember in 14 years.
Oh yeah, the bitch.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, you know. So now I know how you feel. Where do I? No. So I didn't want him to go to Cleveland, but I sure as hell didn't want him to stay in Miami.
You didn't want him to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, I wanted him to go to Toronto. I wanted him to go to Utah. I wanted him to go to Portland. I really wanted him to go. If you're really the true savior and you think that you're king shit, then you should have had, hey, I shocked the world, and now I'm taking the shittiest team I could find. And because look, you won 2 rings, and I know you want to win one at home.
Cleveland is one of the shittiest teams you can find. First of all.
No, not after they got 3 fucking straight #1 picks, and they can go right back there and make that an Eastern Conference champion team.
Oh,
probably,
and
if not next year, the year
According
after
to
that.
Vegas, they're tied for odds to win the championship.
Well, there
this
you
year.
see, and that's what that cat does for you. But he
4
should
to
have
1,
went.
4
He
to
should have
1.
went to it. He should have went to an organization. And I know this is Cleveland again. I just don't think he should have went back to Cleveland. He should have went to an organization that never won a championship. Cleveland does qualify for that, so I understand that. Now he's smart because he's going to go back there, and when they win a championship, if they win a championship, he will be like fucking applauded like no athlete ever, not just in Cleveland. People are going to, because people already are sucking his balls saying, God, he's so nice, he's going back to Cleveland. That's bullshit. You know? Who the fuck cares about Cleveland? He doesn't.
I agree.
His wife does.
He has. Yes, he does. I agree that he has set himself up for one of the best all-time sports stories that anyone will ever know.
And it's a win-win, because if he doesn't make it happen, he tried. He came back.
No, I know that. Yes.
Which is bullshit. You better go make that happen. If you're really the best player, if he thinks he's the best player in the history, if you're one of the top 5 best players, you'll be able to go and take that team to a championship. Because I got news for you. He had a pretty good fucking help in Miami, you know?
Well, he's going to have some good help in Cleveland,
and I
too.
know most teams have.
And it
You need another one, Archie?
yes, I do.
Hey,
And
B?
it's
Hey, B, you all right? You need one?
We're still waiting to see if it's going to be Wiggins is still going to be there, or
They might. I know.
or they're Kevin Love.
Yeah.
So, and
How about that? Go to Minnesota. Win Minnesota fucking championship.
you know what was nuts too? I was thinking in my truck today when I was driving around, listening to sports talk. When is the last time you can ever remember a #1 overall draft pick in any sport that now has the extreme potential to possibly be traded before he even played a single game, with no injury,
Ready for this?
with no public relations or anything like that.
We were talking about him last week.
No. Hold on. I know
Okay,
what you're going to say.
okay.
But also didn't demand to play for.
Bobcat Gothwaite. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Yes, I know Bobcat Gothwaite is.
You sure?
Yes.
Because you didn't act like it.
So that was the wrong drop.
I just wanted to hit a button. I haven't
Okay.
done it in a while.
Not a problem. Seriously, but who was it? Now I know who you're
So
going to say.
is there an answer to this? My answer would be Eric Lindros.
No, and that's what I'm saying. But he demanded. He pretty much
Okay.
told Quebec, "I'm only going to play for 6 teams."
Now, was there one? Or you mean, is this an open-ended?
I haven't researched this. I'm
Yeah.
asking, can you ever remember something like that? It's such a unique situation.
I mean, because I can't off the top of my head.
Go back to the NBA draft night. Now you said you watched some of the
I
draft.
did. I watched the whole first round. I really
Right.
enjoyed it.
So did I.
can't believe I said that.
All the hype about Wiggins, and you're like, okay, all right, we get it. Andrew Wiggins.
I'm getting that as a drop.
Okay, oh yeah,
20 minutes and 44 seconds.
you're totally gonna forget this tomorrow.
Wiggins. Okay, good.
Number 1 overall. Everybody's sucking his dick all over TV, and now all of a sudden, we might not need you all of a sudden.
Yeah, right.
We now we have the best player in the NBA. We're gonna accommodate his needs, and we want to keep him happy. And
So what are his needs and what's making him happy? Do you think he said, I'll sign with you, but get Kevin Love?
I think he wants a big man.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, he
You know?
said Varejão's like his boy, but he's not good.
Well, Kevin Love is much better than Varejão.
Yeah, you got that right.
Okay, so I do think that
Give Wiggins to Toronto. He's a Canadian. Maybe he'll do something. I want Toronto to win something. Why? I hate that city for hockey reasons.
it's just there's so many interesting dynamics now that he's finally made his decision. It is going to be Cleveland, and I feel like Wiggins. I feel
Feel
bad
sorry
for the
him?
kid.
Oh, you do, huh?
I do.
I don't know if I ever feel bad for anybody that's on the verge of signing for. See, I'm a dick. I can't feel bad for you. Like when pro athletes are, I don't want to move my family and do that. Yeah, well, you know what? Guess what? You made the decision to make millions of dollars a year, so you might have to kind of give a little bit on the moving the family and doing all that shit.
I get that.
So I'm very cold when it comes to that because I think if I was in that similar situation, it would be I'm very, very because you know how people say and I'm sure a lot of the people who are professionals now who are dicks said this when they were younger or saying, but I would be like, hey, I would play for free. Well, no, you wouldn't, but you would play for a manageable sum. Now, when someone throws millions of dollars at you, when you know that you and
Tens of millions,
you and your offspring and their offspring and their offspring are set now for life, and then you put up a fucking fight because you don't want to get dealt. First of all, to a team that maybe not be good or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Go play your game, play it like you'll never play another fucking game in your life, and make that check at the first of the month that boggles your mind. Like if you ever, the problem is the people who get used to that check. When you get used to it, there's an issue. You're not a person anymore. You're a fucking stat and a dick.
Well, I have 2 points to make. The first one is
I'll cut you off after the first one.
okay. So 2 points. Here's the first one. I'll get the first one in at least. Let me pick which one I want to get in first, since I'm not going to get the second one in according to you, you fucking shitbag. So now I'm not going to get any of them in. Let's just listen to this. Shut up.
Told me to shut up. That's what happens when you hit the wrong drop, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, B, that was Harry Callis's World Series call.
So
I meant to hit.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Seriously.
okay, my turn.
Do you remember your 2 points?
I do.
All right, I'll stop.
As an elite athlete coming out of college,
I'm tired.
you have to know that you're going to be one of the top 5 picks
Yeah.
in whatever sport you play. So the top 5 picks in the draft usually go to
Terrible, awful teams.
terrible, awful teams, unless there's a trade that someone acquired.
I
pick
call them
from.
tats.
Okay, so you got to know that. Look at Johnny Manziel. Okay, now he
Asshole.
was drafted 22nd overall. Okay,
D-bag. Yep.
but he knew he was going to go to a bad team. Okay, now I still don't believe in him at all. But
Junk.
an athlete like him who has potential, okay, knows that he's going to go to a bad team, and he's going to have to. They're going to have to build around him.
Right.
The first year, 2 or 3, if he is going to be successful there and is going to continue to be the starting quarterback, are going to be rough years. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah, but if he's awful, then he'll be taking a step back, which I think Cleveland will be. I think their next 2 or 3 years are going to be for no reason. But I'm sorry. Look what I did. Go ahead.
So, but the other thing I want to say to you is, boom.
Goes the dynamite?
Now, we were mentioning earlier about, I feel bad for Wiggins. Now, think of the most dominant. If you could play any sport, what would it be?
Me, like, if I could have the talent to do it, or if I could just, it'd probably be baseball.
Okay.
Hockey's my favorite sport, but man, softball on Friday night, like, I love being on that field.
Think of the most dominating baseball player that you were ever alive for, and that you just
in his prime.
Yes,
was probably Pujols.
Okay, so let's say you were drafted to play with Albert Pujols in St. Louis.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck them.
And all of a sudden, they said that Pujols wanted somebody else, or he felt that there was a better need here, and at this point they thought they could get value for you to get upgraded to a different position that he really thought you needed.
It'd be fume piecing.
You would be
big time.
Absolutely. He's the guy. You're coming into the league and you're like, oh my god. Not only do I have this awesome talent, I think I'm going to be in the league for a while.
Yep.
And St. Louis is now. They believe in me, and I believe in myself. You're about to get that paycheck you're talking about. I'm about to play with the best baseball player I can ever remember, or at least for the era.
Right.
And now they're just going to ship you out.
Now, I can use that as rage to getting better, though.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I hope. I mean, I think that's a difference
Chip
between...
on your shoulder, man.
Yeah, I think that's a difference between people with drive and people that are there just to be there. Some people just want to go on their Twitter account and say this, that, and the third. Well, you might just want to shut the fuck up and go make that asshole who said that, regret that they fucking said it. And that's what I would direct that in there, because, like you said, you still get that paycheck. So why am I going to get so mad about shit when I know that I'm a millionaire anyway? But then again, these fuckers, they spend, dude. It's crazy. But I'm sorry. I understand your point 100%. I do feel bad for Wiggins, I guess, in a way, if you're putting it in that regard. But is it definite that he's probable to get dealt? I guess there's words.
You hear all of those. You hear all of those reports right now. So and so is reporting. So and so is reporting. They're doing this quietly. They're doing this. They don't want a lot of people to know. So and so is talking. There's no source right now.
Who knows do you think that it's from LeBron? I guess it probably is. I mean, if he runs that team more than Dan Gilbert.
Okay, here's what
he has to be. That's the reason he went there.
Here's what was able to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Gilbert and LeBron James were able to sit down in private before this took place. And in the world of Twitter and Facebook and iPhones and camera phones and everything that there is,
glory holes,
they could get away with it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it wasn't leaked. Nobody took a picture of them. Nobody reported that they saw LeBron James walking into his office or something,
or
wherever they met. If they were able to do that with everyone following him everywhere right now, waiting for that decision, then I have to believe that, they could be calling or talking right now about.
But maybe they didn't do that.
What are you saying?
Maybe it was all done by LeBron's agent. Maybe LeBron actually didn't talk to Dan.
They're reporting that they did actually meet.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I heard that on the radio today.
Devil's advocate lost there, huh?
So.
Get the fuck out!
Just got to play the game.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see in the next few weeks here. After the summer league concludes and things, that we might see some action, but I don't know.
It's it's. I just so I mean, you said last week that you would be happy for him to go back to Cleveland, so you enjoy it. For the game, for you. I mean, you.
I
just
don't
said
enjoy it for LeBron James. I enjoy it
for the story,
the fan base.
Who cares?
Because
who the fuck cares about Cleveland?
All right, time out.
I know. I'm being a dead
horse,
or I'm totally being a hypocrite because I said earlier I wish LeBron would go somewhere that they could. But we all knew he was from Cleveland. Why couldn't he just?
Let's go back to 2007. I brought this up last week when we were talking about it.
I know, but
we were starving for a championship. Okay, we were starving.
Okay, well,
that's such a fucking. I mean, let me ask you this: when you get to the finals, okay, in any sport, I personally always root for the underdog or someone who it hasn't had recent success in the sport, hasn't had a championship in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for instance, okay. I mean, by no means that this, wasn't a silver lining, but when we lost to the Blackhawks in the finals.
Fucking asshole. Why are you bringing this up? Yep.
I'm just saying. I would have much rather have lost to the Blackhawks than the Red Wings or the Kings or the Avalanche or something like that.
The Avalanche? I'd rather lose to the Avalanche.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd rather lose with the Avalanche?
Why are you so mad at the Avalanche?
Because they had success in the 90s with Patrick Waugh and Joe
that doesn't
Sakic
make
and
me-
Forsberg and all their guys, you know?
See, I would rather have...
Chicago didn't want to. They hadn't
I
won a
know,
Stanley
and
Cup
one of
in
my, and one of
30
my
or
good
40
buddies
years
is-
or something.
I got you. But it's like, I don't know. I would rather lose to... See, Colorado won 2 cups, but they're not like on my radar of hatred.
Oh, I don't
So,
hate them. I'm not saying I hate the Avalanche.
Right, but I'm not excited to see like I have an anti-big. I'm from a city. I'm an anti-city person as far as any other city. So I'd much rather see, a San Antonio win than a big city like LA.
small market team is
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
right.
No,
So Chicago
that's cool.
doesn't really fall into that. Denver more so does. I don't hate anything about Denver, but I do hate shit about Chicago.
Do you know how bad that feeling is, though? When we were waiting for a championship.
I know, but real quick, I have all of the sports to me. If you're a professional city or a city with professional sports teams, all of those professional teams interlock, right? Mm-hmm. So if I hate one of your teams or whatever, like it bleeds to all the other ones. So that's why, like Denver, who the fuck do I hate in Denver? But Chicago, I don't like any Chicago teams really.
You know what's weird about that? I hate the Penguins, but I don't mind the Pirates.
I do. See, that's why I said last year. Everyone was going, you know what? Let's see. The Pirates have been bad for 20 years. They haven't made the playoffs in 18 years or whatever it was. And he goes, let's go Pirates. And I go, what do you got to realize here?
I'm not rooting for them.
Yeah, but you're okay with it. It's like saying you're okay with the Steelers winning the Super Bowl. It's like
No, how is that?
because they're the same fans. Everybody sitting
No,
there rooting
no.
on the Pirates
No,
in
no,
that stadium
no.
is a fucking Penguins fan and a Steelers
Okay,
fan.
and I share that same type of thought with you
Incorrect.
sometimes, okay? I hate the Steelers. I hate them. Now, I hate them for more reasons than the fact that they're in Pittsburgh. I fucking can't stand Ben Roethlisberger for a
Oh, yeah,
motherfucker.
me too. That's one of my reasons.
I mean, he got away with at
I
least.
hate Jerome Bettis. I hate all that shit that he got away with.
Ben Roethlisberger at least sexually molested 2 women 2 separate times.
Correct.
At least. If
And
he
got
didn't-
away with it
If he didn't
because
rape
he's
him or whatever the
because
fuck he
he's a
did.
fucking Pittsburgh Steeler quarterback.
And yes, and you know why else he probably got away with it too? Because he's a white guy.
Yeah, right. I agree with that.
Okay? And that's bullshit. I cannot stand that. I don't care what color you are. If you go after or think you're going to use your popularity or I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. I won the MVP. I got 2 Super Bowls. And you think you can just use that to your advantage to fuck some girls that you're going to see at a party or a hotel or something? Go fuck yourself. I don't care what color you are. You can't fucking do that. End of story.
I don't know if it really got off because he was maybe a little, but he got off mainly because he was Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback.
That's correct. Yes.
That's it for me. I mean, but I agree. Maybe that I just don't like the stigma. I don't like the divine intervention you get that so you can do whatever you want, but some divine power is going to save you. There's no divine power. It's called money. You don't think that the Rooneys out there made sure that shit didn't blow up because that would have killed all their momentum and playoff appearances and all that fucking shit.
Playoffs?
Yeah, and unfortunately for Ray Rice.
That dude. Now you think of Ray Rice as white, that we're not all on him about that shit?
No, well, no. I what I believe is Ray Rice has.
That dude dragged a broad he punched going down
Out of the
10
elevator.
floors out of the elevator. I don't care what color you are, dude. You should
That's
get
right.
punched and dragged out of the fucking elevator.
The only thing unfortunately for him, it's on video.
Right,
Okay?
right.
So it doesn't matter if you're a 12-year-old boy or a 60-year-old man, or what
And
color
look,
you are, or race. It's
know,
on video.
I know it's hard to say, look, this guy did that to me or whatever. I'm sure it is. I'm sorry. I'm not a woman. I don't know. I'm sure it's an awful thing and a terrible thing. I know it's, but she is almost as bad as him for going, you know what? It's okay. Like in a press conference 3 days later after she fucking woke up. You know why? Because she's got all that dough too, and that's all that matters to her.
And she's probably got people coming to her behind the scenes.
Yeah, you're gonna say
throwing money at her.
Not only that.
Shut the hell up and let
And
this
look at
go
my gun,
away.
and this is going to be in your mouth if you do this.
I don't think that's happening.
Oh yeah.
No, I
When's the
don't.
last time you were at Ray Rice's house?
Never.
So you know who's black, but not really?
Tiger Woods.
Derek Jeter. He's a little mixy poo.
Okay.
So he last
I want
night,
to talk about Tiger Woods later, by the way.
Do we really?
I do.
Well, let's do Jeter and then Tiger
It's
Woods.
more of me just yelling about Tiger Woods.
Oh, I like that.
You can say something if you want to, but I got to say something later.
All right, maybe I'll go take a shit. So Jeter last night. Last night was the All-Star game.
Yep.
What about your Steve Mix? Your thoughts on that bad boy? Did you watch it, by the way?
Yes, I did. Before we start,
Chase Utley, you are the man.
He absolutely is.
Chase Utley.
How about that double there? I thought that was a gone piece.
I got news for it, too. When he was second at bat, he got hit in the elbow. I'm
Yep.
like,
And
are
he
you
just
kidding me?
and he jogs right down to first.
Well, he jogs right down to first, and they took him out for the
for D. Gordon.
D. Gordon,
Yep.
okay, for speed, which paid off.
Yeah,
It was a
did
good
pay off.
substitution because he came in.
Jonathan Lucroy is ridiculous. God mercy.
But as soon as he took that pitch in the elbow, I'm like, this is the only guy right now that we can have at any type of
That you
baseball talk
You
around.
can have a hard on about.
Yes,
That's it.
I'm like, is he really gonna get hurt in the All-Star game? Did he just really get a hairline fracture in his elbow?
But he didn't bitch about it, dude. I love that shit. He reminds me of Dave Hollins. With
No,
that
he
stuff.
didn't.
He just goes and takes his base.
Yeah.
No one's trying to hit you at an All-Star game. He knows that. But I'm telling you, if some of those dudes would have got hit, there's some Stair City going back. Just because for some people, it's just natural instinct, and it's a terrible instinct to have. And I don't know where the fuck it comes from.
Yeah,
Chase, playing a game, I got hit. I'm going right to first.
But the pitch wasn't at him. It was
no,
kind of
I know,
inside.
but still, that's what I'm saying. That would make it even more worse.
when
Some people just getting hit, they fire up.
But when he came around to check swing, hit his back elbow.
Yep.
He actually came around, stopped, and when he came back to recoil from the check swing, that's when it hit his elbow.
Yep.
He opened his elbow up to that. It wasn't like the pitcher was aiming for him. He just came a little bit too far inside. He didn't throw at his head. He didn't throw at his back. He didn't throw.
I know, but I'm saying that's
at
what makes it
him.
worse. Some people will even just have that when
And
it's
that's-
an obvious pitch and get mad at it.
And that's just dumb.
Oh, you're pointing. Do you know which one it is?
Nope.
That's just dumb.
That's funny.
Thank you, Will Ferrell.
But yeah, so Chase showed up last night. Did well. He's the only one that was there wearing the Phillies colors.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter. I just wanted to know, do you think he deserves this big, rousing send off?
Yes.
I mean, there was a big. I do too. I was hoping we disagreed, so we had something to do. I'm not a Yankee fan or whatever, but I don't care. I like good people. That dude's a good person. I think he. You can tell he doesn't really like being in a spotlight or anything like that, but he accepts it and he lets people in. So a little bit, he did that for a whole inning. He had that mic on him, and he did that interview to that idiot Joe Buck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just talk and shoot the shit, and it's very entertaining because we're not in the dugout, but we love to know what they talk about, and we love to just see him sitting in there and talking and shooting the shit. I think he deserves all that shit that happened. Do you know what the creepiest thing was? Do you see they showed his first All-Star game 20 years ago, and now, dude, he looks exactly the same. What is
Yeah.
he doing?
He does.
Exactly the same. I mean, was he beating it 3 times? What's his thing?
You know why I think he deserves it? Because nowadays in every single sport, every single one of them.
Can I try?
Go ahead.
You don't see one person wear one uniform the whole time?
No.
Cool.
He carries himself so well and is such a class act.
For the most part. I mean, he had a couple things with the Playboy thing and
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree with you. He's
He-
not getting in trouble.
No, he's not.
You don't see him getting arrested.
He talks very well. He doesn't ever throw anybody under the bus. It's always we. It's
You see
never
what he was doing last night at the plate? He kept saying, because they were honoring him when he first got to the plate.
talking to catcher.
And Jonathan Lucroy's right there. He's like, "Hey, congratulations, man. Good luck. Keep it up."
Yep.
He's just
I heard him
deflecting it.
You could hear that on the mic, just in
Yep.
the background, but you could definitely make it out.
And he literally went, "Yo, go tell him, let's go." To Adam Wainwright. It's like,
Yeah.
that's fine. How about Adam Wainwright saying he fucking porched the one right down the middle?
I'm
You hear
also
that?
fine with that.
Yeah, I'm not. That's where I'm out.
Okay.
So Adam Wainwright,
You want me to hold the door for you or what?
he pitches for the St. Louis Cardinals, right?
Yes, he does.
Inevitably.
Here, wait.
You're smart. Wait a minute. If we're doing that, then I got it right. And that almost annually a contender. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now for the last whatever it's been 10 years, this game counts as far as home field advantage for. So,
Dumbest thing.
sure, that's
ever.
stupid. We can
Yes.
talk about that on a whole nother show.
Yep.
However, it's still there, and you can't change it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're giving someone a nice little lob pitch or a fastball down the middle when he knows he's getting one on the other team that might have helped that team get home field advantage for you, who was playing on a team that could very well be in a World Series, the fuck are you doing that for? I don't give a fuck who it is.
I do. I think that Derek Jeter is
Deserving of fucking fastballs down the middle because he's Derek Jeter?
Can I finish? Are you always going to cut me off?
Yes! Every time. I told you this.
Jesus fucking God. Listen to me.
No. Ask my wife.
Ask your wife.
Yep. I will not do it.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Guys like Derek Jeter
Yeah.
are a once-in-a-generation type of guy.
I agree with that.
Do you think that there's anyone currently playing in the league that is at his level?
As far as what?
As far as when he retires, that he will get that much
That's a hard question.
respect.
I know. Aura around it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of who's played with, because it'll happen for somebody who's played with one team. I'm telling you, that's where that comes from. Rivera got it. It's someone who's given their time. I'm trying to think of see, that's the thing. Baseball is lacking severely major talent and stars that you could relate to and feel like that about someone. I mean, we have Chase Utley, and unfortunately people don't look at Rollins that way, and I kind of don't either, to be honest with you. Ryan Howard, I don't have any emotional attachment to. Chase, I don't want to see wear another uniform, but if it happens, it happens. But I'm not going to throw a ticker tape for him.
Beyond Rivera last year, which I also believe was on the same status as Jeter. Okay, you know who I would have said the person before that would be?
Before Rivera?
Before Rivera.
Who?
Cal Ripken.
Yeah. Oh. I thought I thought you meant like the year before.
His last All-Star game was in 2001, I think. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and check on that.
Safeco in
Yes,
Seattle.
I think
Yes, when he had the home run.
Yes,
and A-Rod made him play shortstop.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so I really don't have a problem with if every 15 years or so,
Yeah.
a guy gets one pitch in an All-Star game.
Get the fuck out of here.
I really don't care.
I thought you were going to say like a send-off.
And
Yeah, but 15 years ago, it didn't matter for home field advantage. This is different. You got to look at what that pitch meant. That got him on second to lead off the game.
Guess
and
what?
then he scored.
guess what?
Sure,
Okay?
they lost by 2, but you never know what happens. I'm telling you, just like in basketball, if you're looking at the guy to your right and you pass to him, but if you go back and you pass to your left instead, or in hockey, if you the whole rest of the game based on your decision is changed.
In life,
That's what I'm saying. You make a right turn, you make a left turn. I'm telling you, that's
know
why
that.
you make this pitch, dude. I mean, sure, he could have made another pitch and they could have lost worse, but they also probably could have won. Probably. Look at that. Just trying to swing it.
Yes, I get it. You know, it means something right now, but
You're fine with it, I'm not.
I'll tell you what every athlete's going to tell you. Okay?
Go for it. All ears.
I'm going for it.
You waiting for me to fucking interrupt?
I'm trying to get
Shitbag.
I'm trying to get that suspense and your sphincter tightened, like when you were watching Argo the other night.
Never watch that movie again.
Okay.
I watched Gravity the other night. Argo was like 2 years ago.
Okay, sorry. I missed that part of the conversation. I came in a little late.
What don't you fucking understand?
So, the players are going to tell you it doesn't matter where we play. We gotta be the better team. Okay, we gotta beat them no matter where we're playing, whether we're playing at home or whether we're playing on the road. Okay, those athletes when they go, whoever they are in Major League Baseball, when we get to the World Series this year, whoever it ends up being, I'm sure they're not going to blame Wainwright for throwing one pitch to Derek Jeter because that cost them the World
That's
Series.
such a little fucking asshole way to look at it.
Seriously, think about it.
You're telling me that right now some dudes aren't looking and be like, yeah, dude, that was fucked up that he did that. I guarantee you half that team's looking at their teammates going, dude, why the fuck did he do that when they get into the locker room?
I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
I'm telling you, some are, which means it's a problem. Because you're playing for everybody on that team, and then every team that has a chance right now. And about half the teams in the National League figure they have a chance to possibly be in the World Series. Chase Utley doesn't. He still went out there and played like a fucking beast.
Well, let me tell you something else about Major League Baseball when it comes to the World
Please.
Series, okay?
Yes, sir.
How does it work in the World Series when you're playing a 7-game series?
I don't know.
It's 2-3-2 still.
2-3-2.
Yeah.
Let me
I don't
get-
want that middle three.
You really?
No.
Phillies had that middle three when they won their World
They
Series.
played the Tampa Bay Rays.
who were a hugely dominant team that year. Did they deserve to
They
be in the
weren't
World
hugely
Series?
dominant. Yes, they did deserve to be in the World Series. If you would have asked me even before that, I don't care what, I would have asked for 1, 2, 6, and 7 any day of the week.
Wow.
Any day. Are you kidding me? Probably more series.
I want those middle three.
More series probably end in 6 and 7 than 4 and 5. I would
Yes.
bet.
Yeah.
So why would you not want those closing games at your own house? Granted that you're a good home team, which the Phillies fucking aren't.
I'll tell you why. Because I feel like when you get to the World Series, you're dealing with two very good teams, okay? And I think the possibility of the road team stealing one at home from the first two, I think it's significant. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Well, even with the 2-3-2, it makes it more significant. Which is,
Yes.
I understand that's your point.
And that's why I think that if you steal just one of those games, okay, for in a World Series where you have two very, very good teams, all the pressure is completely on the team who had the home field advantage to
Yeah,
begin with,
but
because you got the
even-
next 3.
Even if you go in 1-1 and the team with the home field advantage says, well, you know what? I mean, sure, let's try and win 2 out of the 3. But if we win 1 and we go back home down 3-2, we're still home for our last 2. This is really glass half empty, half full, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, and then you got the next 2 at home.
Right.
Okay, but then both of those are elimination games.
I understand,
That's-
which might bring
that's
out the best in you.
Or not. A lot of teams.
This is what I'm saying.
A lot of teams have folded. A lot of teams have folded.
Are
in
you
that
2-3-2 or 2-2-1-1-1? What's your favorite setup? Because now 3 sports do 2-2-1-1-1, or I'm sorry, 3
Oh no,
sports.
2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand why that's even a question. Now, let's just say hypothetically, 2-2-1-1-1 is in baseball.
Mhm.
Does that Wainwright pitch piss you off now or no?
No.
Okay, so you're
It
just
still doesn't.
steadfast. Yeah, I think that's dumb. I don't know. Thank God. We really needed something to break that up. Holy fucking Moses. That means it's the option, folks, this week and every week. I have the pleasure of asking His Freshness the option, which is, would you like to talk about the WNBA this week, His Douglas Freshness?
Get the fuck out!
That's not nice at all. Is that your answer?
Yeah, get the fuck out.
So no, not this week?
No, not this week.
One of these weeks, I think you might. You know what's going to happen? You're going to see something like on ESPN Bottom Line or something, and you're going to, let me Google that, and you're going to check it out, and you're going to have something to say about the fucking
Yeah,
WNBA.
one of them probably died in a car crash or something.
One of them. You're an asshole, you know that? What a total. I got a question for you. I was thinking about this, and if we're going to just keep this going with like totally non-Philly sports talk, I want to keep doing this.
We did mention Chase Utley once.
Wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. That counts. One thing I wanted to say before that. Big issue with the whole. Here's my biggest part about the what's the name? The guy with Jeter, the Jeter thing.
What's his name?
So how many times do you
what?
think the name Jeter was said last night, roughly, give or take?
Do you have the actual number on this?
I don't think I do, but I'm just saying it had to have been
All right.
150. I don't know.
Oh, I bet more than that.
Okay, so do you know what name was never said last night?
What name was? Oh, I do know.
Yeah,
Tony Gwynn.
It's fucked up,
I know.
dude.
I know. And I was watching the game, expecting them to make some type of tribute
God
before
damn
the
it.
game started, or for them to go.
What kind of shit is that?
And I'm like, okay, before the game started, there was nothing. You know what? They're definitely going to do something during the 7th inning stretch. They're going to have some type of tribute up to them. They're going to get everybody emotional
Well, I
again.
thought that's
you know?
what the 7th inning stretch was. Do you remember they didn't go to commercial?
I missed that part. So
And it was
I
like
can't tell you.
awkward. Like they were like zooming. You know, I like to do a zoom out of the stadium from the blimp or
Yes.
whatever. And they put up they say, hey, it's the end of the inning. When you come back, these are the next 3 batters. And then it just went like normally it goes into a commercial break. Then it just went silent. And I'm going, oh wait, maybe they're going to do something about Tony Gwynn now. And I think they did like America the Beautiful or something like that. Yeah, that's the time. You're absolutely correct. That is the time. You should have brought Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yep.
Should have flown him in. And you should have had something. That is a joke, man.
I really thought that was going to be the time, too. You get everybody amped up to begin the game. You got Derek Jeter is the first batter of the game. Okay, so that all is gone.
Right.
And by the 7th inning, too, Derek Jeter has left.
Yeah.
He's already gotten
Yep.
his standing
He's
ovation.
in New York.
Yeah, he's in New York. Okay? In fact, he did an interview later in the box with the guys, you know? That's all done and gone. Okay, so now that hype is gone at that point. You
Right.
can take that spotlight, that attention off of Derek Jeter, and now place it onto Tony Gwynn.
Yeah,
Just
and-
like
and-
that.
And that's a perfect spot. Right before the end of the game, a
Correct.
couple innings before.
Correct.
Everything's kind of come down a little bit. There's a little loophole in the momentum.
The game is still tight.
Oh, my
It's a 2-run
God. Dude,
game.
he should have been
People are watching.
honored. You want to talk about people who respect. Like Derek Jeter, I respect him. I do. Tony Gwynn, though, man. I mean, even if he played for the Mets or something, I would still respect the guy.
Right.
And kind of in a sick way, I loved Tony. I loved him growing up. I thought, dude, anyone that shows up and does their job and doesn't ask questions and does their homework and do you remember year after year he signed, I'm pretty sure he signed like 1-year deals with the Padres for a shit ton less than he could have got anywhere else. The guy was loyal.
Yes,
he
he was.
cared. He had a big influence in the community.
He had a good sense of humor.
Sure, he made millions of dollars, but he didn't make what he could have. Right, he had a great sense of humor,
Yep.
but he was very tame at the same time because all he did was he brought his fucking lunch pail to work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He showed up, he did his job, he didn't hoot and holler about it, and he went home. And he was the best, one of the best that ever did it. I mean, that dude's approach to batting is slim to none, and the influence he had on that game, and especially the city of San Diego. Because I'm telling you, I mean, what the fuck is the Padres without Tony Gwynn? Do you think they're there? Is there San Diego Padres right now without Tony Gwynn? Didn't he like help keep? I don't know. I think that's really fucked up. And I wonder. I would love to listen to like San Diego sports talk today. I wonder if they said shit like that.
I would say that if you have a legend like Tony Gwynn playing for you or your team, then the chances of your team folding got to be reduced. I don't know how significantly, but
weren't they in danger though? Am I not mistaken?
I don't remember.
Like when Qualcomm was closing and all that. I don't know, but yeah. One question. You know what? No, let's do. You mentioned you want to talk about Tiger Woods, y'all. Tiger Woods.
All right. Question for you.
Yes, sir.
Pretend that Nick Foles is our quarterback for the next 6 years.
Okay.
Okay.
You know who you're talking to?
From this year, I'm gonna just forget about his first year. Okay. His last full year, his first full year. Okay, yeah, last year.
Okay.
It wasn't even full, but majority.
Right.
So he plays for the next 6 years with us, and let's say he wins 5 playoff games
Over the next 6 years.
over the next 6 years. Okay.
Well, there's only one acceptable. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just throwing
No, I
numbers
know.
out.
I know.
We can go up and down, or we can whatever.
Got
okay,
a notepad in my
hypothetical.
head. Go ahead.
So for the next 6 years, okay, by the 6th year, we are torching him, are we not? We are going to start just saying, this guy's not the guy. He's never going to get it done. I don't see him ever winning a Super Bowl. He's going to be up there with the the Peyton Manning before he got his, and Matt Ryan, and all these guys that couldn't get over the hump.
Not to interrupt.
I want
sir.
you to interrupt.
Not to interrupt, sir. Can I? Okay. Now, obviously, there's a caveat to this, but obviously you're not putting it in this fashion. Sure, the 5 playoff games wouldn't be that big of a deal if 4 of them were in one season. But that's not really,
that's not what I
right.
mean. What I mean
you're
is there's
talking
no
about-
Super Bowl.
You're talking about maybe 1 year they didn't make the playoffs. Next year they won 2 games and lost, and 1 year they won 1. So you're talking like a Donovan-esque. Well, actually, Donovan had more of a success. Yes, we would torch him if it was like 6 years, 4 years we made the playoffs. 1 year he won 2, 3 years he won 1.
Yes.
2 years he didn't even make the playoffs.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, we'd take him the fuck out.
Tiger Woods has not won a major championship in 6 years.
That guy sucks.
Okay?
Has he been close?
I am so fucking
him.
tired of hearing about Tiger Woods. Okay? And I don't know if you've been watching SportsCenter in the last week.
I haven't watched SportsCenter in the last decade.
Okay. Well, the Open Championship is this weekend.
Oh, wait. The U.S. Open?
No, the Open Championship.
The PGA Championship? Or the British Open?
Yes.
Why is that called the?
It's called the Open Championship.
Yeah, okay.
It's this weekend.
It's played in Britain.
The only 2 people that you see on the commercial
Here we go.
is
Can I guess?
Phil
yeah,
Mickelson
was going to be my guess.
and Tiger Woods, who hasn't won it in 6 years.
Yep.
Okay? 6 years. I don't care about Tiger Woods. You had your chance and you fucking blew it, dude, for your own personal reasons and now your own physical reasons.
It all comes back to the ching ching.
You're never gonna come back.
You think Mark Calcavecchia's face is going to make a goddamn dollar in that commercial?
6 years he hasn't won that.
Look, he's a queef.
Okay?
He's an asshole.
6 years ago, the Phillies hadn't even won their actually
World
it
Series.
would have been
No, it was right before it.
Tiger Woods. So Tiger Woods won his last major before the
summer before the World Series.
The summer before the World
Right.
Series.
So literally right now and before October of the World Series.
That's correct.
That's a fucking hey, dude. So I was in Vegas. I was a few months away from calling you after the Phillies won. Mm-hmm. That guy's an asshole too. That's the thing. I never liked him in the first place.
Oh, he's a prick. He's
the
an
first
arrogant.
time he made the PGA Tour when he was allowed to play professionally, I'll never forget me and my buddy Mark. Right, we were watching. I mean, we're talking like 1998.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching golf. I'll never forget this. I remember he missed a very crucial putt on 18, and it was like I don't know if it was to make a cut or to get him in.
Was that the Masters?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the Masters.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think it was too.
And he missed a putt, and I'm not kidding you. And sure, he's probably 18. I don't care. You're a man. You're.
I got it.
He started to cry. He was wiping away tears, and I know this is terrible. Maybe I don't know if it fucking is. I lost respect, and I've never respected him ever since I saw that. Because look, if you're going to be this hype guy, you need to come in and just burn down the place. And if you don't cry. You fucking baby.
You know what else I hate about him is when if you're talking, you were just building that up about when he's putting on the green. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's going for birdie or he's going for par so he doesn't bogey, fuck up his score. When he misses a shot, okay, and it just lips in and out, okay, and whatever, or he misses it by a couple inches, he looks at the ball and he makes this face like it's the ball's fault.
Right. I know.
Like it's
I know
someone
exactly
else's fault that he just missed that putt. Go fuck yourself. Are you kidding me?
Who leads the league ever in yelling at fans? That dude
Yes.
pulls away from the ball so much. And sure, no one. But guess what? You got this whole crew running with you. No one's ever walked with a guy in PGA like they have with this cat.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I mean, you can step away nicely if you're about to hit the ball, and especially a lot of times it's during a swing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I just got another thing, and I almost punched the wall. Sure, they might have said something during your swing, but this asshole, after he hits sometimes I'll never see an arm flail more than his when he fucks it up, and then he'll turn around immediately and start pointing at people. Dude, you just made $86,000 making that swing. Knock it the fuck off, dude. I know you're trying to win. Look, I'm as competitive as they come, bar none. And but I don't know if I would turn around. I don't know. I could be. Be in the pot calling the cat black. What is it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, we got the guy playing games on my couch saying stuff. How you doing?
So yeah, I'm done. I'm done with him. I just don't want to hear about him anymore. Every time I see,
I'm done with him.
Every time I see his face, I turn the TV off or turn the channel. Every time I hear his name, goodbye.
He will not be a Derek Jeter. Here's a big or that I'm going to stick around and watch.
No. And that is also because of the way he carries himself and his personal issues. Not only is he a complete dick.
That was a mess.
That was Thanksgiving Eve, if I'm not mistaken.
Dickhead.
Correct? Was it Thanksgiving?
What, when all that dropped?
Yeah.
When his fucking ass love and all that with all the
when
hookers?
He got in the accident and everything.
Yeah.
And hit the tree.
That's right. I forgot how it started. Yeah. God, that was what an asshole. That dude sucks. But you know what's the worst part about all that? Because I'm right with you. If I'm talking like top 5 most hated athletes, Tiger Woods is probably in there. I know Sidney Crosby's one, and then I'll have to talk about the rest and think it over. But Tiger Woods is probably in there. But the worst part about it, what sport does he play? Golf. How long can you play that professionally? Till you die.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to hear about him till he pieces. And fortunate enough, I don't see him going past 40.
Yeah, because then he'll go to the senior tour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then guess what? All of a sudden, the senior tour is gonna get better ratings than the fucking PGA Tour because Tiger Woods is on the senior tour.
Whatever.
That dude's going to look like a rug in about 10 years anyway. What a total. Well, I mean, we're like three minutes shy of the hour mark. Do you want to spit some game? Is that what they say?
I am confused.
Yeah, I'm done, I think. I'm tired.
Are you?
What kind of shit is that?
I got 13 snakes over here.
Anything left? Because I got a couple things. I'm going to save them for another show, to be honest with you.
That's fine.
Because this summer blows. Let's end it with this. What worst summer have you ever had professional sports wise?
Yeah, but sometimes when you say blows, like I know the Phillies aren't doing good, but I don't really want to be in the news sometimes with some of this shit. Remember the summer of Terrell Owens?
I love that.
Oh, really?
Oh, you mean the year after?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
I don't want to be in the news for contract holdouts and
so you were
all
with
that
him?
crap and stuff. Yeah.
You had a
we were doing sit-ups in my front yard.
Oh wait, you were the bench?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, the bench. Damn it!
Oh yeah.
Why don't I just hit it?
I don't know.
Instead of saying it.
You ruined it a little bit.
More than a little bit.
More than a little bit.
See, I didn't go bing. Damn it! I just ruined it by doing it.
All right, yeah. Let's just end it.
Oh, you think that's time? Hey B, say bye.
Good night.
Do handles again real fast?
Yes, sir. Unanswered Points. Search us on YouTube, Unanswered Points. On iTunes, Unanswered Points. Facebook.com/UnansweredPTS. And Twitter, as Chris Jericho would say, at UnansweredPTS. Hit us up. Please do so constantly. And let people know. My man, Muscle Marinara, keep it going. Meet my man. Keep it going. We really appreciate you letting people know. The more sharing, the more liking, the more we can actually get this out there and possibly find another place to do a remote, right?
Correct. Also, just a little bit of tidbit. We're gonna have some T-shirts soon.
Oh, whoa. This is news. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
So what, were you saving this purposely on air?
I was.
All right. I was
So-
going to ask you about this, too. You know who's Muscles Marinara gets the first shirt.
Okay,
Because
fair.
he said, what was it, Ballyhoo or something?
Yeah, and you're sorry there's no T-shirt or
I
something.
was hammered. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever I said. He
Yeah.
won like 2 things that we've never ever actually had a
We're
contest
gonna get a
about.
couple T-shirts soon, so we'll be rocking them.
Cool, man.
And
Can we talk about this now, or should we just do it off air?
we'll do it off air. But
Okay.
I
I'm excited.
just want to.
I
share
have
the
no
news
idea
with
about
you,
this. All right.
Let you know what's going on. So
All right.
stay
Same-
tuned, motherfuckers, and stay sexy.
There you go.
Done.